If it wasn't for this kind of wildlife, we would have a hard time surviving here on planet Earth. It's something we walk by every day, and we think about them as being inanimate objects, but these are living, breathing beings, and we take them for granted. Can you guess what it is? It's trees. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get to know the trees around you and why they are so important for us and the wildlife that we love. I'm Dr. Stephanie Minka, a wildlife biologist for 20 years, and I am on a mission to get you outside, curious, and connected to nature. This video is for the Wildlife Biology for Kids Club series, but it is meant for everyone. Once you get outside, you'll see that you benefit physically, mentally, and emotionally. You're also going to help out the plants and animals around you. Let's begin with this week's video. This is a great time to be studying trees and learning how to identify them, because here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is the end of summer and the beginning of fall. And what happens is deciduous trees lose their leaves. So as the leaves fall to the ground, you'll be able to see the leaves really well. If you're interested in wildlife and becoming a wildlife biologist, why should you study trees? Aren't we here for animals? That's what I thought when I first became a wildlife biologist. But what I have learned through going through my PhD, but also looking at jobs, is that understanding trees and other plants is critical to the field of wildlife biology. So many animal species are dependent on trees for food or shelter. For some species, understanding their habitat is just as important as the animal itself. If you're studying pandas, pandas need bamboo forests as a central part of their habitat, so you really need to understand bamboo forest. Red cockaded woodpeckers are an endangered species here in the United States, and they are going to need open pine forest. That's often a central part of wildlife biology, understanding the animal's habitat. Many animals may make a home directly out of trees. Woodpeckers will use cavities in dead trees for their nests. Other mammals like raccoons may also use cavities to make their home. These are just some of the few examples of wildlife needing trees to survive. So if you're interested in a career wildlife biology, you absolutely should know your plants. There are so many animals that forage on the parts of trees, whether that is leaves, fruits, or nuts. If you think about animals like deer, giraffe, elephants, moose, they forage on trees directly. Even mammals from the order Carnivora, like black bears and coyotes, will have large parts of their diet come from tree sources or other plants. Trees are all around us. I am so lucky to have some beautiful trees in my backyard. But how often do we really appreciate these majestic beings? Trees are living, breathing organisms, and they give us life, literally. We breathe in oxygen, and trees give off oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide. Trees take in carbon dioxide. This is so important now with climate change because there is so much carbon dioxide in the environment. Trees help lessen this effect, which is why it is so important to protect areas where there are older and larger trees. What you're going to do this week is to start identifying trees. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're starting fall. So soon the leaves are going to drop down and gather towards the base of the tree, and it will be easy to see the leaves up close. You can also use your binoculars to look at leaves higher in the canopy. You just want to make sure that you're associating the right leaf to the right tree. If you have a tree with branches that are incredibly low to the ground, you can just look at the leaves directly. Then you'll take a close look at leaves. You'll first look at how they are arranged on the branch. Are the leaves opposite from one another? Are they whorled or all coming from the same place? Are they in an alternating pattern? Looking at the leaf shape is essential in identifying a tree. You might see that some leaves have lobes on them, some have pointy ends, some have serrated edges, some have smooth edges. When you join the Wildlife Biology for Kids Club, you're going to get a fun bingo card that's going to take you through different leaf styles and shapes. The second part of tree identification is to look at the bark. Is it shaggy? Does it look like almost like potato chips, like you could peel it off? Or does it have deep ridges or grooves in it? Or maybe it's really smooth and almost has like a silky appearance. There is so much variation in tree bark, just like there is in tree leaves. You're going to use the combination of these factors to identify the tree. To help you with identifications, I strongly recommend that you add your photos to iNaturalist so that experts can verify that you have identified the tree species correctly. Check out the video above to teach you how to use iNaturalist. This is also a great time for you to add phenological data on this tree. The apps iNaturalist and Budburst, which is the one that tracks phenology, these apps are used by real scientists. So when you're adding data to these apps, you are acting like a real scientist. Let me ask you this. Have you thanked a tree lately? I know this sounds silly, but I learned this when I did a practice called forest bathing. No, you're not taking a bath in a forest. It's simply a practice where you are being mindful and paying attention to nature in forests. This started in Japan, and one of the activities that we did was to thank a tree because they provide so much for us. And not only did we thank a tree, we hugged a tree. So this week, I'm going to challenge you to not only identify the trees around you, but also thank and hug a tree. If you like this video, please subscribe and turn the alerts on so you don't miss the next one. You can also join us in the Wildlife Biology for Kids Club, where you will get the downloadable activities, step-by-step instructions, worksheets, and get connected to a community of parents who also want to get their kids outside and connected to nature.